Hey, what's going on, boys and girls? Let's talk about a few things. It's a big holiday weekend, so I'll kind of try to keep it a little shorter today. Yesterday, got to witness two, not one, but two, of the stupidest human beings that I've ever seen in my life. These guys were movers. They're driving the moving truck, and so I watched them. They're supposed to be moving stuff from the house, but not my house, but from the house to the shop, right? Now, this is a four-car garage driveway that this son of a bitch is wide. I could make a U-turn in my truck in the driveway. And this moving truck, like 20-foot moving truck, no big deal. I'd be able to drive that in their sleep. The intersection is huge. You could almost turn a semi around in that intersection. It's in a wealthy subdivision, big house. So I watched these guys change drivers twice trying to back in, and the dude in the back, he's over there going like this, and I'm like, no, he needs to go the other way. They just had no clue what they were doing. I watched them put a shelf that probably weighed 5 pounds, one of those cheap ass wire shelves. I watched them put one of those on the Tommy lift and lower it to the ground with both of them standing on the Tommy lift. Like, it's no wonder it took them 2 hours to load up what I probably could have put in the back of my pickup. And then they had to go back and take a second trip. So we were there till 8 o'clock last night before these two ass clowns got done with, just being completely inept. I was just stunned. I made a video because I couldn't hardly believe it, but I can't post the video because it'd probably get me in trouble because, some people don't have a sense of humor. As we've discussed before, I kind of happen to have a sense of humor. Sometimes it's a little bit twisted, but it's a sense of humor. So then today, I got into witness a big mask debate at Whataburger. We went in there, excuse me, picking up lunch for everybody, and there was an older white lady standing there, and she's nicely dressed and didn't have a mask on. I had a goddamn mask on, because I just don't want to have to tell people to fuck off. So I put the mask on. I went in there she is, no mask. So we're standing there waiting for our food. She's still standing there. She let us go ahead of her. She's kind of hanging back. And then her husband comes in. And this dude is kind of a Falwell looking kind of dude. I mean, he was pretty slick, older white guy. So they proceeded to give the assistant manager or whatever a pretty big load of shit about, their medical condition. I don't have to provide you with my medical records, and I'm not going to wear the mask and all this. They kind of went, he kind of went full on Karen on him. I'm going to call him Chad, because that seems to be, I've gotten into it with a Chad, and seems to be the male version of Karen. But anyway, it was kind of amusing watching the sparring go on, and I'm like, give her a break, dude. She probably makes $12 an hour, and that's not enough money to take your shit. And you know what? She's just doing her job, because I'm sure that if she just let everybody randomly come in without a mask, she'd probably wind up losing her job. So, you got to give her a break. I don't like the mask either, but I thought it was kind of amusing. So, anyway, there was that. And so the other thing I'd like to get into a little bit is it seems a little convenient to me that, Donald Trump, which, he's an asshole and a bigot and hates people, all of that shit. But, however, apparently, it recently came to my attention that he's donated more money to black causes in his career than pretty much anybody else. Who knew, And there's certain other organizations that probably haven't donated shit that's positive, so you might want to think about that a little bit. The other thing that occurs to me is that Donald Trump just earmarked over $400 million to combat the missing children, and so the pedophile rings and whatnot. And since that happened, and since Ghislaine Maxwell got locked up, they've found almost 200 of them. Coincidence? Probably not. Apparently, she wasn't there to coordinate where they were supposed to go, and then Trump donated a bunch of, or earmarked some money to take care of looking for them or whatever, or preventing this crap, and now they're popping up. And then, California, big, Hollywood. Let's talk about Hollywood for a second. These bastards, see Robert De Niro on some of the Crime Little Bob. They always have something to say about everything. They're there to tell you we're all in this together. We've discussed that before. You know, oh, you should do this and you shouldn't do that. Those bastards always have an opinion about everybody else's life and what they should do with it. However, this whole pedophile ring thing, nobody seems to be saying shit about that. They're just awfully quiet, you know. Tom Hanks moved to a non-extradition country, and there's a whole bunch of people that aren't saying shit. They're deleting tweets. You know, we've gone all over this before, too. Why is that? Why do you think that is? Do you think maybe it's because the shit's about to hit a very large fan that's going to coat Hollywood? I don't know. Maybe. And then, the politicians in California, in their infinite wisdom, they've decided to make it where it's, not a felony to molest a child? I mean, it's something about, from what I understand, as long as the kid was only 10 years younger than you or whatever, that it's okay. What the hell? Are you serious? You know what? You touch one of my kids, I'll chop your balls off with an axe and hand them to you. Felony my ass. They better hope the cops catch you. It's just unbelievable, some of the crap that's going on that people are getting away with or trying to get away with. And everybody's too hung up on all the other crap going on. Of course, maybe that was intentional, that everybody's said, look over here, don't look at the man behind the curtain over here, you know, because there's some shit going on. So, I don't know. I just think it's awfully convenient that Ghislaine Maxwell, you know, was a procurement expert for Epstein, and she gets locked up, and all of a sudden Hollywood goes completely silent. People start disappearing and burning tweets, and, you know, I don't know. That just looks a little convenient to me. I just wonder what they have to say about it. So, and then again, there's the whole adrenochrome thing. You know, that's a little scary. If anybody's ever looked into that, I really hope that's not true, but I don't know. The evidence is kind of starting to look like maybe it is. I don't know. I just really don't have that much to go into this week. I'm going to try to kind of keep it a little bit short this week. And, you know, at least I did have a couple laughs. There was Chad and the two idiots. But, you know, still, if you're keeping your eye on the ball, there's still some pretty scary shit going on out there. I saw an older guy about my age get hit in the back of the head with a brick, dropped him right on his face on the ground. I don't know whether he's alive or dead. Of course, the mainstream media will never tell you whether he's alive or dead because of the people that did it and the other people that were filming it and laughing about it while they did it. And then one more thing I'd like to get into just real quick. A lot of my people seem to be getting into this TikTok. Hey, could you guys hold it down for a minute? I'm almost done. The TikTok thing. Everybody's been sending me the TikTok thing, so I decided to get on there and see what it was all about. And it's amusing. It's a huge time waster. You can start doing it and wake up, and next thing you know, it's Tuesday. You know, I mean, that could happen. But some of these little shits wow, some of the evil comments that people leave. I actually saw a lady yesterday whose son was dying of cancer. And some little bastard commented and said, you get to watch him die after this video. What the fuck? You said that about my family, and I would figure out how to hunt you down. I swear to God. And I wouldn't care if you were 12. I'd drag you out in the street and beat you to death. That is just absolutely wrong. This is the kind of kid that beats puppies. Somebody needs to find him. You know, and some of the other stuff I've heard them say, they just attack people. It's like it's just fun for them to go and just say some really just mean, ruthless shit to people. I mean, I'll laugh at idiots, but I'm sure as shit not going to do anything like that. I mean, why? Because I was raised right. Ask my mother. If I'd ever said something like that, she would have beat me to death out in the street herself, probably. No. You guys got to start watching your kids because they're out there doing some really unruly shit. You need to get them under control before somebody else has to. Of course, oh no, that would be brutality. You can't get them under control. Whatever, dude. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a good weekend, and I'm out. I'll see you next week.